I think what you see amongst our team owners is a very passionate group of people. They all understand motorsports. They all love motorsports. It was fabulous. We had close to about 30,000 people participate in this. I think there is no better learning for me in my life than those 2 years.
But you've actually been associated with a very interesting, uh, league prior to X1 Racing League.
Yeah, yeah,
Tell our audience a little bit about that.
sure. So I was part of the founding team that launched Premier Futsal in India. It was in its 2 years, it became the largest and most watched five-a-side football league in the world. We were broadcast in 110 countries, direct television to over 300 million homes across the world. And that is not just the fun part. The fun part was we had some of the biggest football superstars to ever play the game participate as players for the first time in a different format other than football. Guys like Ronaldinho, Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Michel Salgado, all these guys. So yeah, it was a great journey for 2 years. Very, very, very hard learnings. We grew too fast. We took a few things that should have been very, very core. We thought, okay, we could address it later. And of course, even from a venture building perspective, it was a big learning curve for us because we felt and believed that a sports media business probably should have been built the way we built Premier Futsal, but that became the Achilles heel for us when we started to raise external capital, and the ownership structure created a bunch of issues for investors to come in. After which we had to stop the venture. We had to pull the plug on that one. But yeah, I think there is no better learning for me in my life than those 2 years. And of course, I had the most fun in my life ever because I was living my dream. I grew up as a football fan. I grew up as a Manchester United fan. I still am, very proudly. And for us to have guys like Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes,
Yeah.
playing with us. These guys have not played anywhere outside Manchester for their life. And they played 20 years in Manchester United.
Right.
For them to even accept to come to India and play in a league, it was unprecedented. So in 2 years, we were known world over just because of how disruptive it was. Just everyone in the football world knew what Premier Futsal was. I wish there was a better story than the ending, but we have to live and learn. That's pretty much it.
I mean, it's kind of sad because I think it had. If you're saying anybody who watched football knew futsal,
Yeah,
which is an achievement in itself.
sure.
It's it's a league and obviously brought the star power. Um, you're saying the ownership structure created a lot of challenges to fundraising, and that
Yes.
resulted in it not being able to go forward. Yeah, I mean this happens a lot in startups itself, right? You end up giving equity to a lot of different people. You have a very cluttered cap table.
No, ours wasn't a cluttered cap table. We had an anchor investor who sort of backed the whole company, and they held a significant majority in the company. And that created a lot of. I mean, that didn't have any room for institutional investors to come in and take part because they felt what was the founders' control in it, and just given the significant ownership of one group of people, they didn't want to take part given how they otherwise structured deals. So that became a huge hindrance in us being able to raise external capital. And of course, the anchor investor could only couldn't finance the project for so long, and we didn't think these things through when we started off, and that kind of became the reasons for us to sort of stop the project 2.5 years into it. We grew it from India. We did it in the Middle East. We had the biggest people from FIFA attended. Luis Figo was the president. We had Virat obviously as a brand ambassador in the first year. Yeah, it was built very strongly from a vision perspective, but of course, execution we could have executed better. It could have been a different story altogether.